everybody, my name is Luba and welcome back to my channel. So today I will be showing you how I do a batch cook for 6 days, so for a week. How I manage to incorporate the fact that I'm a busy mom and I need to eat right, and I don't necessarily have the same health and nutritional needs that the kids have, so I tend to cook sometimes different meals. But what I do to avoid eating the wrong stuff and keeping on top of my weights and calories is by cooking in batch. So this is a batch cook for 6 days. I do 6 days because I always have one day that I eat what I want. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do that in about an hour, and it will cover my needs for next week, and typically it'll be a Saturday. So if this sounds like something that you want to find out how I do, keep watching. And if similar healthy meals, family organization skills, tips is of interest to you, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so let's start cooking. I need to incorporate my veg. It'll have carbs, so it'll be quinoa and bulgur wheat, as well as some sweet potatoes. And for my proteins, and I also have some stir fry here. So for the proteins, I'll use pork loin steaks, chicken fillets, which is the breast, and salmon pieces. So yes, cook with me. The first thing I do is to because it's a lot easier if I group them in categories. The only things that I'll cook separate is the bulgur wheat and the quinoa. And I've got my handy bowls here, which are reusable and microwave friendly. So when I prep, I've got different compartments. So this is really handy. And if you're looking to go healthy and meal prep for the kids, it doesn't have to be only for healthy meals, but it helps me. It's here. And I tend to always have in my mind that the veg or protein needs to be in the biggest compartment here. So I'll typically have my veg, the smaller one, and I have protein, and the smallest one I'll have my carbs. And I'm going for only complex carbs today, no simple carbs, so no like some white rice, no pasta, no refined sugars. It will be good carbs that would help you stay fuller longer and keep on top of your general nutritional intake. So the first thing that I'll do to get it out of the way is to spice my meats. So the chicken breast, the salmon fillets, and the pork loins, I'll spice them according to again, it's according to your palate and how spicy you like food. If you want to put chilies, that's absolutely fine. But what I'll normally do is salt, Maggi or oxo cubes, dried herbs, it always tastes better, mixed spice. Again, you can get this from the shops ready-made, and I'll put in the description a lot of what I used today. The reason why I'm doing this first is so that it can marinate and cook in the oven while the other things are being prepped. So it's just to minimize the time I spend in the kitchen. I'm not only going to put for the meats, I'll put my sweet potatoes because I like it. I prefer it grilled because it doesn't get soggy and it gives it a lot more a better taste. So I'll just slice the sweet potatoes in cubes and apply a bit of salt. I try to season it as well so that it's tasty, and I just spray like low fat spray, so 1 calorie spray, and I put that in the oven for about 25 minutes, and it should be cooked on 180 degrees. So the oven has been on for about 10 minutes, and I think it's time to put my proteins into the oven to cook. These are all oven safe baking trays, and I'm going to time that for 20 minutes. So this is the bulk of the cooking actually done. Believe me or not, that's it. The only thing I need to do now is, just because I want to make my meals more exciting, I have added a stir fry. Normally I'll just have my cauliflower and broccoli, really boring, but it does the job. It says on the tin. But today I'll just stir fry this in onions and some bean sprouts when it's in a few minutes. So Next thing I'll do is I'll boil water for my bulgur wheat and quinoa. The one thing that I have learned over the years cooking and getting into a lot more healthy meals is measuring. Okay, normally in our cuisine, especially in our African cuisine, we just know the measurements based on experience. But when you're cooking for, say, a week and you're trying to minimize your carbs, it is important to get measuring cups. Invest in some. I'll put in the description where I got this measuring. I think it was from Amazon, but I'll get the exact link and share. So and that will tell you what amounts of water and the either the bulgur or the quinoa is required. So I let it steep in warm water and I prep the veg. So I just slice the veg, cauliflower and broccoli, and let it cook. Just to minimize the time in the kitchen, I get smart about my time. So while I'm cooking, I'm doing one thing or the next just to reduce the time I spend in the kitchen. The bulgur wheat has been cooking for about 10 minutes and I'm going to check the situation with the fish, the meats and the fish. It's been on there now for 25 minutes and it looks perfectly cooked. So I'll put the oven off now. So the last thing that I actually put on the fire before the stir fry is the cauliflower and broccoli because it needs to simmer. It doesn't really cook. It simmers for about 5 to 10 minutes so that it's crunchy and doesn't lose its color. So I've just put that now because I'm about to do my stir fry. Considering that my bulgur, my quinoa and all the meats are done. So it's just time for the stir fry and the veg. I promised you guys that this is a quick one and I always do quick videos because I don't have time to spend in the kitchen. So the last thing is the stir fry. Right, so stir fry is really easy. After simmering onions for about a minute, I just add the ready-made stir fry veg I buy from the shops into the pot, into the pan. Simmer with bean sprouts for about 4 to 6 minutes depending on how you like it, and I also add the broth from the meats to give it some more flavor and because I don't want my meat to be too soggy. We are done. So I've got the sweet potatoes, I've got the meats, stir fry, the quinoa, the veg and the bulgur. I'll start with the section which is smallest, which is the sweet potatoes go in, and I want a bit of everything, so I'm going to veg, which is going to be in the biggest compartments like I already said, and that as well. The main point of this video is just to help fellow mothers like myself who I know who struggle to find time during the week, because it's really a chore cooking 2 different meals every time that you have to cook on a weekday. You might be working from home or whatever, it doesn't still give us the added time to, you know, to prep more than 1 meal. So this is a Saturday today, so I planned yesterday and did the shopping needed so that there's no excuse this morning. So yes, I'm guessing that you've got the hang of it. Basically, a bit of veg, a bit of stir fry, a bit of potatoes, and then the meats, quinoa or bulgur in different compartments for 6 days. Simple, easy. So I'm just covering them and labeling. That's another very important aspect. So the days that I feel like fish, I have fish. Although it's transparent, you can see. That's, you know, just to be extra thorough and to ensure that the dates as well. So because I've prepped for 6 days, I'll put some of it in the fridge and 2 in the freezer. These labels, which I just get them from Amazon. I'll put the link on the description where I get them from, but it's just really straightforward. And I'll put that there. This is chicken. And the date, today's date is the 6th or the 7th. I think it's the 7th of August. So I make sure that I label all the containers just to be extra careful. And that's the finished product about to go to the fridge. So that's it. If you've enjoyed the video today and you want to watch similar videos on how to get organized, eat healthy, having no more excuses on time to cook for a week, don't forget to subscribe because I'll have a lot of this kind of videos coming up regularly on the channel. And if you've liked this, give us a thumbs up.